Hi, Alicia.
Hi, Jared. Welcome back, everyone, to Vibrations and Manifestations. I'm really excited for this one.
Me too. It feels like we're really getting into the heart of things now. Today, we're diving back into part 2 of our Ultimate Manifestation Showdown series.
That's right. And it's a good one. Florence Scovel Shinn versus Abraham Hicks.
It's such a fascinating contrast, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're going from, the roaring 20s to the 21st century. Bold affirmations, spiritual law.
God-centered language, all that, versus source energy and vibrational alignment.
Exactly. But the core thing we're exploring is how that essence of manifestation, well, it endures. It just changes its outfit, you could say.
I like that. Whether you're channeling source energy or, quoting scripture with some real sass, the law of attraction has always had style.
Definitely.
So let's set the scene. Picture it. 1920s, New York City. Jazz is everywhere. Women just got the vote.
Yeah.
There's this energy, right?
Oh, absolutely. A real buzz of change, of possibility, bobbed hair, shorter skirts, a kind of new freedom.
And right in the middle of all that, you've got Florence Scovel Shinn.
Yeah, an illustrator by trade, actually. Divorced, independent, pretty remarkable for the time. And she becomes this, pioneering metaphysical teacher.
And talk about walking the talk. She couldn't get her book published traditionally, The Game of Life and How to Play It.
Nope. Rejected everywhere back in 1925. So what does she do?
She self-publishes it. Amazing.
Total manifestation in action, right? And her world, it was steeped in all these movements. Christian Science, New Thought, Theosophy. They were all bubbling up.
Right. And she kind of distilled it all down, didn't she? Biblical stuff, metaphysical law, but with this very direct, no-nonsense attitude.
Totally. Her core philosophy was, well, pretty simple, but also profound. Life's a game, and it has rules, spiritual laws, and you can literally speak things into being.
Speak them into being. Wow. So unwavering faith, commanding your reality, trusting divine guidance. That was her thing.
That was absolutely her thing. Let's break down some key principles. First up, the power of the spoken word.
The big one. Your word is your wand.
Exactly. She really believed that.
Yeah.
What you say out loud starts attracting that reality.
Yeah.
She'd quote scripture, death and life were in the power of the tongue.
Powerful stuff.
Very direct.
Yeah.
And then there's the divine design and intuition piece.
This idea that deep down in your superconscious mind, there's a perfect plan for you.
Like your ideal health, wealth, love, self-expression, it's all there.
Yeah, already mapped out.
Yeah.
And the key to unlocking it, trusting your intuition, your gut feelings. She called it the magic path, the unerring guide, getting past the logical brain's doubts.
Okay, so speak it and listen to your inner guidance. What else?
Active faith and expectancy. This is crucial. Faith wasn't just hoping for Florence. It was doing.
Act as if.
You got it. Act like you already have it. Remember those stories, like the woman needing $3,000 for a lawsuit?
Oh, yeah. Florence told her to act rich, right? Order an expensive lunch she couldn't really afford. Signal to the universe, I expect this. And bam, the money showed up. Or, buying blankets for the dream house before it's even on the horizon. It's energetic preparation.
Putting your energy out there. But then there's the flip side, non-resistance.
Right. Don't fight reality. Face things without fear. And they tend to just dissolve. She said, fear attracted and fearlessness removed it.
So fear is like anti-faith.
Exactly. Inverted faith, she called it. It attracts what you don't want. So the answer is just walk right up to whatever scares you. Let go of trying to control everything. Trust the divine flow.
Makes sense. And her language was very specific, wasn't it? God-centered language.
Deeply. Lots of references to God, Jesus Christ, spiritual law. It was the framework she used. And she had these, cautionary tales.
Oh, about people joking about bad stuff happening.
Yeah. Joking about living in a trunk or ending up in the poorhouse. Yeah. And then it actually happened. Because the subconscious mind, she explained, doesn't get irony. It just takes the order.
Oof. Note to self. And the guy who obsessed about a rare disease.
Pictured it constantly, worried about it, until he manifested it. Became a victim of distorted imagination. Shows the power of where you put your focus.
So, wrapping up Florence, a real trailblazer, showed us how to claim our good with powerful words, strong faith, and spiritual laws.
And that great quote sums it up. The game of life is a game of boomerangs. Our thoughts, deeds, and words return to us sooner or later with astounding accuracy.
Ooh.
Okay, so Florence gave us that powerful declarative foundation back in the 20s. Now let's zoom forward, 21st century. Abraham Hicks, channeled through Esther Hicks.
Right, and the focus shifts, doesn't it? It's more about source energy, the law of attraction, and the feeling. tuning your emotions, allowing things in rather than commanding them.
And the big concept there is the vortex. Can you unpack that a bit?
Sure, the vortex.
Yeah.
It's not like a physical place you go to. It's more of a vibrational state. It's where you're totally lined up with your true self, your source.
And how do you know you're in it? You feel good. That's the key. Enthusiasm, inspiration, passion, joy, appreciation. Those feelings are your signal. That's the state where all the good stuff you've been asking for can just flow to you easily.
Okay, so feelings are key. That ties into their idea of the emotional guidance system.
Yeah, exactly. Your emotions are like your personal GPS. Good feelings mean you're heading towards what you want, you're aligned, you're in the vortex. Bad feelings, that's a signal you're kind of veering off course, vibrationally speaking.
Which leads to vibrational alignment. The law of attraction isn't just responding to thoughts, but the feeling behind the thoughts.
Precisely. It responds to your dominant vibration. What you feel most consistently is what gets activated in your reality.
And they really emphasize allowing versus forcing.
Oh, big time. It's less about gritting your teeth and making it happen, and more about stopping the things that block the flow.
Like worrying, doubting, fretting, what they call straining alignment.
You got it. Stop doing that. And the allowing happens naturally. They talk about the vortex being like this holding tank, too. All your desires, everything you've ever wanted, it's already created there, vibrationally. It's just waiting for you to line up with it.
And the language is different, too. Source energy language, vibration, alignment, law of attraction.
Yeah, a whole different vocabulary compared to Florence. But it's amazing how much common ground there is, despite the time gap and the different words. Let's look at that shared cosmic vibe.
Okay, well, both definitely agree on the power of focus, right? Your thoughts create reality.
Absolutely. Florence said more attention makes a thought dominant. Abraham says what you give attention to, you activate. Same principle, different words.
And both fundamentally teach that your internal state determines external results. Your inner world shapes the outer, no question.
Right. And the universe is responsive. Florence's boomerang's coming back. That's pretty much Abraham's law of attraction in action. What you send out vibrationally comes back.
What about inner guidance?
Both value it highly. Florence called intuition the unerring guide. For Abraham, being in the vortex is where you get that inspired guidance, those nudges, the next logical step.
And eliminating resistance. That seems huge for both.
Crucial. Florence's non-resistance, letting go of control. It's exactly what Abraham means by stopping the straining and allowing. Fear, doubt, those are the roadblocks for both teachings.
Okay, so lots of similarities in the core message, but where do their paths diverge?
Well, the most obvious is the core language. Florence, God, Jesus, Scripture. Abraham, source energy, vibration, law of attraction. Totally different frameworks.
And their main tool?
Also different. Florence really hammers home the spoken word, those bold affirmations like commands. Abraham, it's all about the emotional guidance system. How you feel is the primary tool, the indicator of alignment.
The whole attitude or approach feels different too. Florence feels commanding, decisive, like you got to assert yourself.
Yeah, almost like a spiritual drill sergeant, whereas Abraham is much more about ease, joy, flow,
Wow.
a more relaxed, allowing stance, like a wise, gentle therapist, maybe.
Ah, yeah, I can see that. And their worldviews. Florence sometimes has that good versus evil duality.
Abraham's perspective is more non-judgmental. Contrast isn't bad, it just helps you clarify what you do want. It fuels clarity.
And finally, action from alignment. That seems subtly different.
It is. Florence emphasizes that active faith, taking action as if it's already done, like buying the blankets. Abraham suggests that inspired action comes naturally after you get into the vortex. Action taken out of alignment often feels like struggle or pushing.
So it's like Florence is the boot camp sergeant yelling, declare it, and Abraham is the therapist saying, just relax into the feeling of it.
That's a pretty good analogy. Both incredibly powerful, just different styles. So wrapping this bit up, different times, different terms. But Florence and Abraham both give us amazing tools for manifesting, really driving home how much our inner state creates our outer world.
You know, what blows my mind is how modern science, especially neuroscience, is actually catching up to these ideas.
Isn't it wild? It's like science is finally validating what these spiritual teachers knew intuitively, decades, even centuries ago.
Totally. Take Florence's affirmations. Her word is your wand. How does science see that?
Well, think about cognitive priming and repetition. Neuroscience shows that repeating thoughts and statements, especially with feeling, literally starts to rewire neural pathways in the brain.
So you're not just saying words into the void. You're actively changing your brain structure.
You really are. You're laying down new tracks, making those desired thoughts more dominant, more automatic.
Okay, and what about Abraham's focus on feeling good, getting into that vortex?
That lines up perfectly with research on emotional regulation. Our feelings have a huge impact on brain function, particularly the default mode network.
The brain's autopilot.
Kinda, yeah. It's what your brain is doing when you're not focused on a specific task. If your default mode is stuck in worry or lack, that's the lens through which you see the world. Abraham's approach, focusing on feeling better, helps you essentially recalibrate that default setting to one of more ease, optimism, and flow.
So you literally change how your brain perceives reality and what possibilities it notices.
Exactly. And both methods, Florence's declarations and Abraham's feeling focus, are tapping into neuroplasticity.
The brain's ability to change itself.
Yep. Our brains aren't fixed. They can adapt and change based on our focus, thoughts, and emotional states. So this inner game isn't just fluffy philosophy. It's got real, tangible scientific backing. Our thoughts and feelings genuinely shape our perception and our actions.
Wow. So the wisdom's ancient, but the proof is cutting edge. It really shows the practical power we have inside us.
Okay, so we know the principles, we even see the science behind them, but let's talk about where people often get tripped up.
Manifestation debug mode.
Think of it like running diagnostics.
Exactly. It's a way to find those hidden blocks, those limiting beliefs that might be like messing with your abundance signal.
Clearing out the static, finding the glitches in your programming, things running in the background you don't even realize are there. So let's switch on manifestation debug mode.
Okay. Activating debug mode.
That feeling of trying too hard.
Yes. The forcing fallacy. The idea that you have to be super intense or say the exact perfect words, otherwise you're failing at manifesting.
Right. And you hear it all the time, don't you? I'm saying my affirmations every day, but nothing's changing. It's frustrating.
So let's debug that. From Florence's perspective, what's missing?
Faith. Real, genuine belief. The declarations are vital, yes, but they need that engine of conviction behind them. Otherwise, like she kind of implied, it's just lip service. The subconscious isn't buying it.
Okay. And how does Abraham address this forcing feeling?
They'd say you just can't strong-arm the universe. You can shout affirmations until you're blue in the face, but if your underlying vibration, your dominant feeling, is doubt or lack or frustration, well, that's what the law of attraction is responding to.
It's responding to the feeling, not just the words.
Exactly. It's not about volume. It's about vibration. So forcing it when you don't feel it actually works against you, creating more resistance.
So what's the fix? What if affirmations feel totally fake or like a huge struggle?
Pivot. Use what we can call emotional bridge thoughts. Don't try to leap from, I feel terrible, to, I am joyfully abundant, if that feels like a lie. Find a thought that feels just a little bit better.
Like what? Give me an example.
Okay, maybe something like, okay, things feel tough right now, but I'm learning to trust the process. Or things are unfolding even if I can't see how yet. Or even just, it's possible things could get better.
Okay. So thoughts that bridge the gap gently without triggering that internal, detective.
Precisely. They soften the resistance and allow you to gradually shift your vibration upwards. It makes the whole process feel less like forcing and more like allowing a natural, graceful unfolding.
That makes so much more sense. It's about aligning the energy, not just muscling through, feeling your way there.
All right, let's actually integrate this now. Let's feel it. So if you can, just find a comfortable spot. Maybe close your eyes.
Yeah, just settle in. Take a nice, slow, deep breath. Breathing in calm and just letting go as you breathe out.
Good. And just imagine, let yourself drift. Floating back through time. It's nighttime, New York City, 1925.
Feel that crisp night air. Maybe you smell roasted chestnuts from a street vendor. Hear the distant sound of a jazz trumpet. See the glow of the early electric lights.
You feel amazing. Dressed impeccably, maybe silk, maybe sharp tailoring. Your shoes click confidently on the pavement. You feel expectant, possible.
A classic cab pulls up. You step out onto cobblestones. The city hums around you, a pulse of energy. Dreams taking flight.
And in your hand, you notice a golden invitation. Simple, elegant. It reads, The Velvet Vibration Lounge. Speak it, feel it, live it.
You find the door, polished wood, you give a gentle knock. Little slot slides open, a quiet voice asks, "Password."
And you just know. You smile, feeling this warmth spread through you, and you whisper back, "Divine right."
Click, the door swings inward. Soft, warm light spills out. You step inside. Oh, wow.
It's plush. Deep plum velvet, touches of gold everywhere, crystal lamps scattering soft light. And over by a grand piano, you see her. Florence Scovel Shinn.
Elegant, poised. She's talking to someone, maybe someone with a feathered headband, and you catch her words, clear and strong. Your word is your wand. Speak only what you desire to manifest.
She glances over, sees you, and gives this little nod, like she was expecting you. You find a perfect plush velvet chair. You sink into it.
And just like that, a glowing drink appears beside you. It's shimmering, your favorite color. You take a sip.
It tastes like clarity, like pure potential, like joy bubbling up inside. Perfect alignment in a glass.
Okay. Now, just gently. Bring to mind your desire. Your real desire, not the sensible one. The one that lights you up from the inside.
The one that makes your soul want to dance. Just hold that image, that feeling. Gently. Clearly.
Now hear Florence's voice again. Strong, resonant, filling the room. What is yours by divine right cannot be kept from you.
Feel that land. Let it sink deep into your bones like a grounding bass note in a beautiful song. Feel the truth of it.
Now take a deep breath in. Really fill yourself up. And as you breathe out, internally declare your affirmation, Florence style, with flair, with certainty, with maybe even a little bit of sass.
Maybe it's, "I do not resist, I radiate, all that is mine flows to me now."
Or, "Unexpected doors fly open, I walk in grace and favor."
Or simply, "Divine order is handling everything. I simply say yes." Pick yours, feel it, declare it now.
Beautiful. Now, shift gears gently. Slide into Abraham mode. Feel the energy soften. Loosen your grip. Just allow.
Let go of any need to make it happen. And just feel the relief of knowing it's possible. Maybe say to yourself,
I love how it feels to believe it's already done.
Feels good.
Or maybe, I trust the path, even if I don't see all the steps right now. Just leaning back into trust.
Or, I'm tuned in, turned on, aligned. Feel that ease wash over you.
You might feel your chair lift just a tiny bit, like you're floating on this beautiful energy you've just created. The jazz music softens to a gentle hum. You feel radiant.
Florence catches your eye across the room. She smiles, a knowing twinkle. And you hear her voice one last time like a gentle echo. All power is given unto you to bring heaven to earth.
And you just know it's true. Deep down, take another sip of that glowing drink. Feel its clarity, its energy soaking into every cell.
Okay. Slowly, gently. Start to come back. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Feel the chair beneath you again. Knowing you carry this blend within you now. The power to declare and the wisdom to allow. The bridge between eras. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes.
Welcome back. Remember that feeling. You're always just one bold word or one aligned feeling away from your next miracle.
Wow. That was quite a trip, wasn't it?
It really was. So let's just quickly pull it all together. We've got Florence Scovel Shinn, her bold, commanding, faith-fueled declarations, spiritual authority.
And then we have Abraham Hicks, the focus on emotional precision, aligning your vibration, feeling good, allowing it in.
But the big takeaway here, I think, is that you don't have to choose. It's not Florence or Abraham.
Exactly. It's not a competition. It's cumulative wisdom, each built on what came before, offering different tools for different moments, maybe even different personalities.
You can be divinely decisive one moment, really claiming your desire like Florence taught.
And totally vibey and relaxed the next, just chilling in the vortex like Abraham suggests. It's about finding your blend.
Becoming your own manifestation expert, really. Mixing that powerful declaration with that joyful alignment, finding what feels right for you.
So, if you enjoyed this little manifestation mashup through time, we'd love it if you'd follow or subscribe to Vibrations and Manifestations wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah, and maybe share it with a friend. You know, someone who's maybe wrestling with whether to push harder or just let go. This might help.
And stick around, because next time, We're diving into the world of Alan Watts. That should be fascinating.
Oh, definitely. And don't forget, you can find links to check out more on Florence Scovel Shinn's classics and some great Abraham Hicks resources right in the show description.
So the final thought to leave you with, remember, whether you're affirming like Florence, aligning like Abraham, or allowing like, well, like you.
You're doing it right if it feels like relief.
And hey, sometimes it's perfectly okay to talk to yourself like a confident, slightly sassy, flapper-era life coach. Give it a try.
See you next time on Vibrations of Manifestations.
Right for now.